City of Tshwane Executive Mayor Cilliers Brink will know his fate today when opposition parties table a motion of no confidence against him. ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba says the DA can be assured that it will not receive any support from his party, while the ANC's George Matjila says they're confident that they will remove Brink. For more on this story, we cross now to SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie, who's standing by for us in Tshwane. Very good afternoon to you, Patricia. Just tell us what's happening.
Well, afternoon, Nompu, and of course to our viewers. Just here at the Tshwane Council, obviously, where we are waiting to see how the councillors will be voting. We're on a second break. The first one was obviously asked, and the Tshwane Council Speaker had granted an hour, and we returned. And the business of council, just as it started, the DA rose and they asked for another caucus break, asking permission to go and consult their lawyers over certain issues that they're still unsure about. So that was granted. So we wait for another hour to see what will happen when we come back. We also understand that the motion that was initially at the bottom of the program has been moved up. So it's now brought forward, meaning that it is now one of the top priorities that will be debated when the councillors come back. You've been hearing the conversations that we've been having with the various political players. Of course, ActionSA leader, Mr. Herman Mashaba, who just reiterated his stance this morning in one of the interviews, outlining some of his unhappiness with the DA and really reiterating the reasons why his party divorced the Tshwane multi-party coalition and why they are planning to vote against Cilliers Brink here today. And of course, the motion that we know has been tabled by the ANC, the ANC leaders as well, the various leaders that we have spoken to, in particular the ANC's regional secretary, George Matjila, saying that there is no turning back. And this was initially, as we had understand, that the party had second thoughts. There were some who wanted to obviously give Cilliers Brink a lifeline. They wanted to protect him, and there were obviously those who are saying that they need to go ahead with the motion, as they had compelling reasons why they need to vote him out. And one of those reasons, apart from, of course, the fights that have been happening over, various issues, one of it has to do with the balance of power in terms of which party holds the majority of seats, and the ANC holding 75 seats in council feel that they can no longer sit in the opposition benches while they actually have most of the seats in council. And of course, they capitalize on ActionSA's animosity, saying that it's time to remove Brink and start a new power formation. Of course, none of the parties wanted to tell us exactly who would they want to see take up the reins in the capital city, who is going to be the new mayor, who is going to be the new MMCs who would obviously be part of the mayoral committee moving forward. They've all emphasized that those talks will take place in days to come. And then there's another one where this new formation that we might see happening might even include the DA itself. So it's not completely over for the Democratic Alliance in Tshwane, as much as many may say so. They might come back, maybe not with Cilliers Brink as the mayor, but being part of the new power-sharing deal that obviously would be formulated in days to come after the motion here to topple Brink, a mayor that has been at the helm of the capital city for just over a year and a half. He was voted in last year, March, of course, succeeding the late Dr. Morunwa Makwarela, who succeeded Randall Williams following a lot of scandals and, of course, the 10 billion rand scandal that happened under Randall Williams. So ultimately, Cilliers Brink was the fifth Tshwane mayor. It's been a lot of them under the DA since 2016. And all of the opposition parties are crying foul, saying service delivery has not been satisfactory, in particular in the townships. And he's been accused of being arrogant, of not working with the other councillors and not prioritizing the ideals of a collective vision to improve the needs, the interests of all the people in Tshwane, regardless of where they may find themselves. So, as I've repeatedly said, that, in politics, anything can happen, in particular now that we hear that there are calls being made to lawyers to intervene and so on. So, we will see in which direction does it go. Will this be a quick one? Could we be done by early afternoon, or are we going to be here until late this evening? But hopefully, by how talks are going, it might be a quick one where everything is settled by early afternoon.